Welcome to our channel once again, ladies and gentlemen. The chronicles of Jacob Zuma continue. January 2024, the ANC suspended Jacob Zuma for actively impugning the integrity of the party by campaigning for the newly formed Umkhonto we Sizwe MK party, which was launched 5 months before the May 29, 2024 general elections. June 2024, Zuma was expelled from the ANC for campaigning for MK, a rival party, during the national elections. The ANC suffered its worst electoral defeat, securing only 40.2% of the vote. July 2024, Zuma did not attend his virtual disciplinary hearing before the ANC's National Disciplinary Committee, NDC, instead sending Tony Yenjani as his representative. Zuma demanded an in-person hearing, which the ANC refused, citing security concerns. October 2024, MK Secretary General, Floyd Shivambu, stated that the party allowed Zuma's dual membership with the ANC as a strategic decision. November 2024, the ANC's National Disciplinary Committee of Appeal, NDCA, rejected Zuma's appeal against his expulsion. January 8, 2025, on the ANC's 113th anniversary, the Jacob Zuma, JGZ, Foundation issued a letter to the ANC, highlighting procedural issues with Zuma's expulsion and urging the party to adhere to its principles. January 8, 2025, Zuma's legal team sent a letter to ANC Secretary General Michael Mbalula, challenging the legality of his expulsion. The letter demanded a reasoned ruling from the NDC, full access to the records of both the NDC and NDCA proceedings, the immediate reversal of his expulsion pending compliance with both the ANC's and South Africa's constitutions. January 8, 2025, the letter set a deadline of January 31, 2025, for the ANC to comply, threatening legal action if not met, potentially including seeking court orders for reinstatement and costs. These events outline the timeline of Zuma's interactions with the ANC regarding his membership and legal challenges. The political chess game of Jacob Zuma, strategy or madness. Jacob Zuma, once at the helm of South Africa as president and a long-standing member of the African National Congress, ANC, has now positioned himself in direct opposition to his former party through his association with the Umkhonto we Sizwe MK party. His recent actions, including legal threats and demands for reinstatement into the ANC, raise questions about his intentions, the implications for South African politics, and the rationality behind his maneuvers. Zuma's motivations. Zuma's actions appear to be driven by a multi-layered strategy. Political influence. By challenging the ANC legally and politically, Zuma seeks to maintain or regain influence within South African politics. His refusal to accept his expulsion from the ANC and his concurrent leadership of MK suggest an intention to either destabilize the ANC or leverage his position to negotiate a more favorable political climate. Vindication and legacy. Zuma might be attempting to vindicate himself from the corruption allegations that marked his presidency. By fighting his expulsion on legal grounds, he could be aiming to cleanse his political image and legacy, portraying his departure from the ANC as involuntary rather than a result of misconduct. Power dynamics. His demand for dual membership with the ANC and MK indicates an ambition to play both sides, potentially leveraging MK support to influence ANC decisions or vice versa. This could be a strategy to force the ANC into a position where they must negotiate with him or face further political fragmentation. Implications for South Africa and MK party. South Africa. Zuma's legal battles and political maneuvers could exacerbate the existing political instability in South Africa. His actions might further polarize the electorate, deepen party divisions, and challenge the democratic process by questioning party and national constitutional integrity. This situation could also prolong the public's perception of political dysfunction, affecting governance and policy implementation. MK party. For MK, Zuma's strategy might serve to solidify its base by portraying itself as the victim of ANC's vendetta, thus gaining sympathy votes. However, his insistence on dual membership could also confuse voters about the party's true identity and objectives, potentially diluting its message and support if perceived as a mere extension of Zuma's personal vendettas. Legal standpoint. Zuma's legal demands for transparency in the disciplinary process and reinstatement seem to be grounded in procedural rights. However, his insistence on dual membership contradicts the ANC's constitution, which does not allow such arrangements unless with specific alliance partners. This raises questions about the legality of MK's own constitution allowing strategic dual memberships, which could be seen as an attempt to manipulate political allegiance for personal gain. Common sense. From a common sense perspective, Zuma's approach might appear counterintuitive or even paradoxical. His simultaneous fight to be reinstated in the ANC while leading an opposition party suggests either a strategic depth aiming at a broader political realignment or a short-sighted grab for power that lacks coherence. His actions might be perceived as an attempt to have his cake and eat it too, which could alienate supporters from both parties if not managed with clear, convincing rationale. Political leverage. If successful, Zuma could negotiate terms that benefit MK or himself personally, perhaps in terms of policy influence or legal protection from past allegations. Publicity. His ongoing legal and political battles keep him in the public eye, which might sustain his political relevance or even garner sympathy or support from those who view his struggles as part of a larger fight against an establishment. Legacy control. By challenging his expulsion, Zuma might aim to control the narrative around his political career, ensuring that his contributions to South Africa's liberation struggle are not overshadowed by his later controversies. Jacob Zuma's actions against the ANC, while rooted in legal demands for procedural justice, largely seem to serve his personal political ambitions over clear national or party interests. Whether these actions pass the test of common sense depends on one's perspective on political strategy and personal legacy. However, they undeniably stir the political waters of South Africa, potentially reshaping its political landscape in ways that could either benefit Zuma or lead to further fragmentation of political unity. His success in this endeavor will hinge on how well he navigates the legal challenges and public perception in this complex game of political chess.